Hello, all you Librans. Wow, you Librans. What a month this is for you. I hope many Librans will have a very good month. Because, by the way, this is for June 2015. And even though there is a continuation of some more challenging aspects, there is a very positive one. I'm going to start to explain that one first. And then I'm going to explain the Mercury retrograde and the Mars and the Sun, which are very male planets, that are going to make a conjunction as well. But let's get started with the good news. And the good news is that you are an air sign. And whenever there is a good aspect going on in fire signs, it's very good for you because air and fire goes on, they get along very well. And the energy is a very positive one. Venus is your ruler, so it's about you. And you will be in Leo in the 11th house and making a conjunction with Jupiter and then trining Uranus. What is all this Latin? For some people this is probably Latin. But let me explain. So Venus is you. And in astrology, Venus is not only representing love, but values. What you think is important, what you think is not important, what you think is nice, what isn't. That's Venus. And what you enjoy. And Jupiter makes things bigger. Jupiter expands and it gives opportunities, possibilities, growth. So it's very optimistic energy. And especially when they go together. They are called the two benefics in ancient astrology. And it's also going to trine Uranus. And Uranus is a planet of liberty. It's a planet of unexpected events, you could say. But it's a planet of friendliness as well. And it's a planet that wants to deliberate and wants honesty. And this planet is in your opposite house of Aries for a long time already, but making that beautiful trine to the 11th house. So if you mix all these ingredients and the houses together, this is love, you could say. And even if you're not looking for it on a friendly level. Let's say you are single, you have the context of single. This can surely mean that you are going to meet someone and probably a friend, or probably you will start as friends, because the aspect Venus is in the 11th house of friends, and it's also trining Uranus. So Venus trining Uranus in itself is also very friendly like, so that two people, they get to know each other on a real level. You know, it's not the Neptunian kind of romantic and the idealistic view. No, you see the person as they really are and you get along very well like friends, and it can become more. So and Jupiter expands, so Jupiter makes it all very meaningful. Don't forget that next month Venus will go retrograde. So normally Venus stays 1 month in a sign, and now it's 3 months there. So it's even another testimony that it is of very importance there. Now let's say you're not single and you are in a relationship. It can mean that a friend will have a huge impact on you. Probably a female friend, the Venus Jupiter in a trine with Uranus. And someone that is very meaningful for you and expands you. Someone that maybe is from a different culture. That's the Jupiter touch, or a different background. It doesn't necessarily have to be a culture, but it can be a different background. Or someone from abroad. So it can also mean someone you work with that gives you a lot of insights, gives you a lot of meaning. It's such a friendly, positive, loving energy. So this is good for you Librans. And, you know, even for if you want a relationship or not, is this very friendly energy coming your way. So be open for it. And it's especially at the end of the month, and it continuates 1 or 2 months. So, so if you are really having, let's say, a hard time on some other levels, be open for new friends. Be open for new people in your life, because they can be even, and it's probably very unexpectedly through networking or through friends, but it can add a lot for your for the upcoming months, actually, to give you that boost, to give you that energy. So that's what I wanted to start with for you Librans. Now, the other thing that is going on is the Mercury. Mercury is still going retrograde in your 9th house. So that was already going on last month, and it continues. It goes direct again on the 12th. But the clearance really comes when around the end of the month. So what does it mean? It means that there is still some confusion around your belief system, confusion, and people say, oh, this is not important, belief system. But that can go very deep, actually. Because if your belief system is turned upside down, it puts your life a bit upside down as well. So if that is the case, don't bother too much. This will be over on certainly around the end of the month. So, but it is there to give you a bit of a broader perspective, to look a bit beyond what you see with the 5 senses. It's very spiritual as well. So, but don't get lost in the spirituality. So it's feet on the ground, and just look at the different paths that are showing themselves in front of you. That has to do maybe with a certain, maybe astrology, or maybe something else, or maybe that anything that that is of a higher connection with the divine is really all about standing still here and thinking. Maybe you were a person that was a strong believer in God, and all of a sudden you doubt. And that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It broadens your perspective. Maybe there's something else, or maybe your belief is going at the end of the ride is going to be even stronger. Or the other way around. You don't believe in God, and suddenly you see, because something happens to you, okay, there must be something that is bigger than me. I have my free will, but there must be something that is out there that that is the universe or the cosmos, if you even don't believe in God, but that is bigger than me, and I'm a part of it. That kind of thing. So it's a very philosophical period as well for you Librans. Again, if you travel, it could make sure, especially before the 12th, if you travel before the 12th, take your time, because you can have some delays there. And last but not least, the Sun and Mars are conjuncting in your 9th house. Now again, this can mean Sun and Mars at its best. At its worst, it's arrogance. At its best, it's courage. It's things that you were afraid of, you do them anyway. That's the Sun conjunct Mars. It's very male energy. It's very much energy of doing. And so if there is anything, considering the 9th house issues, are things like maybe a study, or maybe a journey, voyage, this is French of course, voyage, a trip that you want to take, but you didn't dare to do that because of some reasons, or you were afraid to do so, or communication with someone from abroad and you are a bit afraid of that, or something happened and you want to clear it out. It's a good time, especially the first 2 weeks of the month, to do it, because you can use that bravery to clear that out, whatever it is. It can also be, if you are in business with people from abroad, that those people from abroad are very, are very male energetically. So they are really, maybe it's your clients and you work with people from abroad, and they are very, maybe like in my case, but for instance, if I would have that, it could be a client that is very assertive, that says, hey, I want a bit more of information, or I don't understand it. What is this all about? You know, someone who stands up for themselves and just, it's not bad, but you Venusian Librans can say, oh my goodness, this is a bit aggressive here. So just take it as it comes and say say what you want to say as well. But know that sometimes people can be a bit over the top. So that's your month. It's a very good month. It's a very interesting month. These are the most important things. I forgot that. Did I say Juno? Did I explain Juno? I don't think so. Juno is an asteroid about commitment, and it's also transiting the 11th house of in Leo. So there is a strong commitment there going on with a friend or with, you know, a relationship that is friendly based, and that is for a long time, a long period of time. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to know more about the Mercury Neptune and the Mercury that went retrograde and that I just talked about, and it's a bit confusing for you in that 9th house there, that's because it squares up Neptune. And if you are interested in astrology, I made a video about that. So about the confusion, about the information and so on. It's a very, a kind of a spiritual video almost. But anyways, if you want to see that, the link is below. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all your support, and see you next month. Bye-bye.